time for some much needed inspiration. We all need it every day. Now, we keep hearing that age is just a number. And this evening, I'm speaking to a professor who has actually proven it. His name is Prabhakar Kuppahalli. Yesterday, he marched onto the stage at Bangalore's Dayananda Sagar College to collect his PhD. Do you know what his age is? 79 years old. Professor Kuppahalli has always dreamt of getting a PhD, but the plan never fell into place. He graduated in engineering from the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore in 1966. He worked at IIT Bombay for a few years. He then moved to America, where he completed his master's. But the PhD eluded him. In 2017, he decided it was now or never. So the good professor enrolled at the Dayananda Sagar College to get his PhD, and 5 years later, he has completed his dream. His faculty says he never sought any concessions over his age while he was pursuing this PhD. It's an example of dedication and persistence that all of us could learn from. Professor Kuppahalli is joining me on the show for this very quick chat. Professor, thank you very much for your time on Mirror Now. Can I please congratulate you on behalf of the entire newsroom? You're such a big inspiration. Could you tell me how it feels to get a PhD at the age of 79?
Well, madam, it is very exciting. In fact, at this age to get the degree, it was a sheer hard work which I did, and I feel very excited about it. And thank you for congratulating me, and I feel really excited.
Professor, just help me understand. Why did you want a PhD at a time or at an age where most people think they have done enough, they have retired, and there is, and ab to hum aaram karenge. You know, we've already done what we needed to do with the family. Now is our time to rest and enjoy. But you decided to go in for a PhD. Why is that?
Well, let me start here. You see, in the college where I am working, I am an academic. In the institution which I am working, it has been for the last 20 years. And PhD is a requirement. PhD is a requirement in the academic circles now. Wherever you go in India, you need PhD, whether it is an engineering college, IIT or IISc or anywhere you go, it is a requirement. But somehow or the other, in the beginning when I joined this college, there was not much of help from the faculty, I mean the head of the department as such. Many heads of the department changed, and none of them gave the research support that was required for me to register and get the degree. But of late, about 5 years ago, a gentleman from he was earlier in one of the leading colleges in Bangalore. He arrived here and he became the head of the department. And he has been a very good researcher in the field of composite materials. So his research interest and my research interest, there was a very good matching of frequencies, and as such I decided to do PhD about 5 years ago.
Professor, were you offered any concessions because of your age? It doesn't happen every day that a 79-year-old will walk into a college and say, I want to do a PhD. What were the challenges?
No, not really. There was no concession as such because Mangalore University mandate required that I pass some coursework, a preliminary examination, and then further coursework, and then submit all the research proposal and get it okayed by them, and then subsequently submit all the proposals periodically about the progress made. All that procedural transactions I have done with the, so there was no real big objection as such, from either from the university or from my guide, because I complied with all the regulations.
Okay, Professor, my last question then. Any message for senior citizens who are watching you today?
Well, you see, senior citizens, particularly those people who are in the academic line, the academic line needs people with some vision, needs people with some real hard work, needs people who can deliver some goods for the student community, because the student community, the present generation, is very demanding, either in terms of research projects or in terms of internship or in terms of industrial training. They are very demanding. So the senior citizens, who are occupying these positions in the academic field, I don't say senior citizens of all categories, senior citizens particularly in the academic line, they have to assert themselves and see that the student community is benefited in terms of research, in terms of academic abilities as such, so that, and in terms of developing their skills, the skill development, all that is required for them to have a better career. That is the present challenge today.
As last question, sir, how did your family react when at the age of 74 you told them, A, that you want to do a PhD, and then at the age of 79 you finally walk up to stage and get it?
My family, they were very happy as such. My family consists of my son, my daughter-in-law, and my wife. So these three people, they felt very happy that at this age I am trying to get my degree, So there was no real discouragement as such, let me put it that way. And the very fact that they encouraged me to go further and further, that really helped, motivated me further.
Professor Kuppahalli, you've been such a motivation. Thank you very much for joining us here on Mirror Now and speaking to us, and all the very best. Thank you so much. With that, it's a wrap from me. Thank you very much for watching. Afrida is joining you at the top of 7 with all the day's top stories. Do stay with Mirror Now.